Welcome to the NHL Fringe podcast. I am your host, Mike, with my co-host, Dave.
Yo, what's going on?
You can get a hold of us on Twitter. You can search at NHL Fringe, or Facebook if you search NHL Fringe podcast, or you can just go to our website, nhlfringe.com. You can also find me on Twitter at Zombie Sheridan, or my blog, aurorawasteland.com.
You can find me on Twitter at DavidRon, DavidRonn. Don't forget the double N because that's the way it's spelled.
Yeah, that other jerk, David Ron, is taking your followers.
Check to see how many he gets.
Yeah.
You can also find me on my website, and by my website, I mean my and my friend Sean website, www.theguysfromblank.com. It's a sketch website. Watch our stuff, read our blogs, just go and visit it and go higher. So, yeah, here we go.
Nice. You can also find us on puckrant.com if you want, or iTunes. That's where we are too.
Right.
Puckrant or iTunes.
Right. Puckrant, the team or the website that's contracted us to do this. So
right.
Maybe we should mention them.
Okay.
All right.
Dave, I don't know if you know this, but Steven Stamkos broke his leg.
What?
Did you know that?
That's crazy talk.
I know. I just found out about this the other day.
Actually?
No, I knew.
I was like,
have you seen the video?
Like that was pretty big news.
Yeah. The video is pretty bad. His leg was pretty terrible.
To be fair, I just last night saw the video of that kid in the college basketball game a year ago who landed and basically shattered his leg.
Oh god! I remember when that happened, and I remember Melissa asked if I had seen it because somebody had posted the video on Facebook, and I was like, she described what happened, and I was like, I never want to see that video ever.
That's what I thought, and yet my cousin made me watch it last night. He's like, look at this, and I just about threw up. Anyway, but I digress. So.
Okay.
Steven Stamkos has a broken leg. This is new. This is news to us.
So he broke his leg, and they showed him being taken off and everything. But did you know that wasn't the whole story?
I did not know that.
No, I saw a video of what really happened. It was leaked from the NHL, and I saw what happened to Steven Stamkos. So he did break his leg. That was all true. But let me tell you what actually happened. So he breaks his leg, and he's laying there on the ice screaming and stuff like that. And then the camera cuts out the feed that we saw. And then we see him, going off. But what actually happened in the middle is he's laying there holding his leg. Mm-hmm. And then we notice that he's bleeding a little bit on the ice. And the camera zooms in, and you notice that he's bleeding blue. And St. Louis goes over there to find out what's happening. And this giant alien bursts through his chest. Yeah, I know, it's crazy, and it eats St. Louis' face right off, rips his helmet off and everything. And then Stamkos stands up, and he rips off his human skin, and he's this massive, big, blue, glowing alien. And the refs run over to try to stop him, but they don't know what to do to stop this alien, and he grabs him and flings him away like nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly the end boards open up. And there's Bettman in this giant exoskeleton robot suit, and he comes out on the ice, and the two of them fight it out for a good half hour. Luckily, there was 6 people in the crowd because it was Florida, so they didn't really have to bribe too many people. So my question for you, Dave, is who do you think would win, Alien Stamkos or Bettman in a robot suit?
So basically what you're telling me here is that the NHL is it has their own kind of version of Pacific Rim?
Exactly. Well, what if I tell you I heard a rumor that there's actually aliens pretending to be hockey players?
Well, then we need to call them Men in Black.
Stamkos is not the only one.
Oh. Well, first of all, I want to know why there's a conspiracy and why they've decided that they're going to... first of all, why they're letting aliens play, but also why they're letting them take jobs from for real Canadian actual.
Do you want to know why? I actually know the reason.
I'm sure you know why. So I'm all ears.
Well, what if I told you that they're letting the aliens play so they can have the exclusive hockey rights on their home planet? It's all part of money. They just want to get that salary cap up.
It really is just
are
a business.
paying them Yeah, to let them come play hockey.
Aliens must really love hockey.
Well, they come from an ice planet. These
Hoth?
Yeah. Well, I'm not allowed to say the name, but you know, you've seen it in film.
So, what you're saying is the planet that I just said, you can't say for sure whether or not it is actually the one that they're from, but you're choosing not to disagree with me?
Exactly.
I see. I would also just like to say that it's not very often that I can get a Star Wars reference in, so...
No, that's true. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
No, but let's say there really was aliens in the NHL.
Yeah.
And the league actually let them play so that they could get money.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that, like... let's say that happened.
Okay.
And then people found out about it. Do you think they'd be pissed off that the NHL tried to cover up that there were life from other planets? Or do you think they would just think it was amazing that they were able to pull this over on us for so long?
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like there'd be kind of a rift. I feel like there'd be a lot of people, a lot of people who are firm believers in alien activity and everything like that, who would be like, I told you it's this thing that was happening. Maybe not necessarily about NHL players, but just that there was actually alien activity. So people would be pumped that was a thing. But,
well, what if Stamkos was actually, because, Stamkos is an alien, obviously.
Obviously, because
he's one of the better players in the league. So what if not every team had an alien and they were obviously really good, like say Stamkos was and Crosby? Do you think the other teams would be pissed off that they didn't get an alien?
Well, yeah, because it'd be the same teams that had to kill their mediocre players because God said it was so.
Right, that's true.
So not only now do we have a league where there's aliens, but we also have a league where God decrees that we have to kill a player to keep things going.
That's true.
Man, this NHL is getting crazier and crazier. It's weird that this is all coming to light as soon as you and I started podcasting.
I know. I got this video sent to me probably after the first episode came out. Somebody was like, "These can be the guys who blow the whistle on this."
Yeah. These are the ones who can confirm what's happening, and
that's
everybody's
right.
Believing it anyway.
Exactly.
Okay, so your original question was who wins in a battle: Exoskeleton Bettman or Steven Stamkos?
Alien Steven Stamkos.
Right, of course. That's what. Well, I just assumed that one without saying because we've established that he's an alien. So, it's a good question. Does exoskeleton Gary Bettman have weaponry, or is he just like
no? He's just like he's just stronger. He's got like no guns or knives or anything. He didn't have time to prepare. He didn't expect this to happen.
Why didn't he expect this to happen? If this is so does he not know that there's aliens in the NHL? I feel like the commissioner would know this.
Yeah, maybe he's like the only one that knows. He's got this secret exoskeleton in every arena. In case he has to fight an alien.
What happens if he's not in the arena when the alien thing happens? Like, what happens if he wasn't in the rink when that happens?
I'm pretty sure that's when franchises move. Like they just gotta say that they have to take out most of the crowd, so most of their fan base is gone. So they just move the franchise.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I see where you're going with this. I just figured that they would maybe have like one league official in every rink that knows what's happening, so they can stop it just in case.
I'm sure after this happened that they'll implement some kind of policy about it.
Well, you've got to think, right?
Now that it's out. But Stamkos has been in the league for quite a while. I mean, they've been playing nice. He only got mad because he broke his leg.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, that is true. Okay, so Bettman's in an exoskeleton. Is he bigger? Like, is he just stronger?
No, he's like a little bit bigger.
What's a little bit bigger?
Yeah, he's 2 feet taller.
He's 2 feet taller, stronger.
Let's say he's like. You probably haven't seen it, but Matt Damon from Elysium.
Oh, I saw a preview for it today.
Oh, okay. Well, since you saw the preview.
Okay. I gotta go with Alien Stamkos. I just assume that aliens would beat exoskeletons more often than not.
Like they have experience. They've seen lots of our movies. And they're like, listen, this is what they're going to do to fight us.
Exactly. They're going to come in with an exoskeleton. He doesn't even have weapons.
Just knock him over.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I would go with that. What do you think?
I'm going to go with Bettman. I think he would do whatever he had to take to keep this under wraps so they can keep getting his money.
I guess so. So you think he'd be a dirty fighter?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'd be like the wrestler. He's going to pull out like a chair. And like he's going to be laying there near the sideboards, and Stamkos going to come over and he's going to reach over the side and pull out like the scorekeeper's chair and hit him with it.
So do you think are you telling me that there's a code amongst aliens that they don't fight dirty?
Absolutely.
Okay, so does that mean that are all the aliens the finesse hockey players?
I would think so. I mean, the list I've seen, it matches up with that.
Okay, so like Brian McGrattan and Steve McIntyre and all those guys, and what's his name, John Paul or John? Who's that guy from Buffalo?
Oh yeah,
John Scott.
Yes, that's
they're not they're actual like
they're normal people, normal humans. Yeah,
okay. It's all the finesse. So Crosby.
Yeah, he's probably an alien.
Okay, Malkin, Ovechkin.
Yeah, definitely.
Stamkos, Taves.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, interesting.
Most of the Flames are human. Actually, all the Flames are human.
we don't have a lot of finesse guys, that's for damn sure.
Burke would not have any aliens on his team.
No, it certainly doesn't seem that way. Interesting. Huh. Well, that's news to me, Mike.
Well, just keep an eye out next time you're watching a game.
Well,
keep that in mind.
So how did they erase the memories of all those 6 people in Florida?
Well,
did they actually call the Men in Black in, or
they probably have their own division. I don't know. The tape cut out after Bettman ripped Stamkos' head off. So
I see. Wait. So you saw the video where Bettman already ripped his head off? So you knew the answer?
I did know the answer. Yeah, he won.
That's cheating.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to explain Stamkos not coming back.
Well, that is going to do awful things for Team Canada.
Yeah, definitely.
But you know what? I will tell you this. I can't wait for Planet Gergen to have a team in the next Olympics.
Definitely. They will dominate.
Oh, sorry.
Planet Hoth.
Yeah. Oh, man. I wonder if there's any... although goaltending could be a problem.
True.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which goaltenders are aliens. We'll have to cover that next time.
Yeah. Well, that'll be... if any of our listeners are listening and know of any alien goaltenders, could you let us know so we could start setting up the Planet Hoth team for
That's right.
2018?
We're willing to scout for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If we can go for a trip to Planet Hoth, we will scout. Actually, I don't think I'd want to go to Planet Hoth. I have a hard enough time going somewhere cold for Christmas.
Well, to be fair, we kind of live in the Planet Hoth in Canada, so...
Yeah. Does Hoth get much colder than, like, Alberta? I mean, we were, minus 40 last week?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does Hoth get colder than that? Or was it, like, Antarctic type temperatures?
I'm sure there's an answer for that, and maybe somebody can tweet it to us.
Yeah, there you go. If any hockey nerds are listening, could you tell us the answer,
How
please?
cold does Hoth get? Yeah. At David Ron, 2 N's.
I don't know. David Ron with 1 N might want to field that one. Anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Ridiculous. All right. Well, after that, okay, so you want to hear about the record that will never be broken ever in the NHL?
Sure.
Okay. Have you ever heard of KG Ken Doherty?
Never. But that's an awesome name.
I know, right? Yeah. Okay, so thank you to Bleacher Report. I'm just going to have to freaking promote these guys every time because it seems like everything that I get is from Bleacher Report.
Just make up another name.
Need to start, all of these other websites need to start filling me with more stuff. Otherwise, Bleacher Report is just going to be my go-to. So this is from their most outrageous but true tales in the NHL. A quick glance at Ken Doherty's career stats will show you nothing remarkable from the journeyman winger. He scored only 15 goals in his NHL career, but 3 of them will keep KG Ken in the record books forever. And I mean forever.
Okay.
Could you even begin to guess why?
He did it cupless. No? Am I close? Am I hot or cold? So I'm cold?
Yes. Okay. Before there was a sudden death overtime in the NHL, teams would play a 10-minute overtime period at the conclusion of a regulation tie. Doherty and his Toronto Maple Leafs found themselves in this situation in 1934 against the Ottawa Senators. Tied 4-4 heading into the overtime session, Doherty channeled his inner sniper, scoring the only hat trick in the NHL overtime history, leading the Leafs to a 7-4 victory. With the changes in the overtime rules, Doherty will remain in the NHL record books forever.
So how does that work?
So basically, before 1934, it wasn't sudden death. So overtime would just be a 10-minute block of time.
Okay.
And so he scored a hat trick in overtime.
Wow. That's amazing.
Because, people, our generation, well, I guess even our parents' generation, have grown up in a world with sudden death overtime, right? And so
even our grandparents' generation.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one of those things where it's just, when it's overtime, it's sudden death. You don't think about it. I guess in basketball, they play, it's not like first basket wins. They play an extra, a certain amount of time.
But that makes a little more sense because they score how many more,
Well, exactly. Whereas, hockey's more like soccer where it's a golden goal type thing. I don't know why they even ever considered making it. Well,
when they make that change, they're like, when they made that change, they must have been like, we were idiots. Why didn't we think of this before?
This does not make any sense.
Or who's the guy who suggests that? And they're like, don't be an idiot. We need 10 minutes of solid hockey.
People are coming to see our games, damn it.
That's right.
Might as well make them get their money's worth.
So they could have played 70 minutes and then gone to sudden death?
I don't know. Or did they just finish in a tie at the end of 70 minutes?
Oh, wait, so they didn't even go to...
I guess not. I think that was just the overtime, and all of a sudden it's like, well, we're done.
Huh.
Okay,
yeah, that's what they used to do before. They would do their 5 minutes of overtime.
Yeah.
Or whatever it was. And then it would be done. You don't like the shootout?
I think the novelty is worn off.
I like that there's some kind of finish, but I think every game should be worth 3 points.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
The winner should get 3, and then, and then
if you
makes
win,
it exciting.
If you win in if you win in a shootout or overtime, do you get 2 points and the loser gets 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that would make guys play for, they would play harder at the end of the game and try and break that tie instead, because it'd be worth more. I agree. I think that would be better, but
yeah.
Yeah, that would take a while for Exoskeleton to.
Yeah, I know. He's too busy dealing with other things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure he's probably subscribed. He just hasn't got to listen yet.
Well, I would hope so. Hi, Gary.
Yeah, you can find us at NHL Fringe.
If you like what we have to say, at David Ron with 2 N's. If you don't, just 1 N. Disregard that second N.
We'd like to announce our official apology at David Ron with 1 N.
I don't even know if there is one. I might have to start tweeting. I'm going to just apologize before we podcast. Look, I'm podcasting again. Sorry about that.
Or you should go and get it, and it can be like your evil twin.
That could be fun too. David RON. It doesn't look like there's one.
Oh, really?
There's a David Rondon.
Well, that just sounds even better.
I know. Everybody, if you don't like me, treat to David Rondon.
Do you think he gets David Rondon very often, or?
Well, that's offensive. Oh man.
Okay, so our guests from last week could not make it.
God, what is with this? They just keep bailing.
I don't remember exactly who they were supposed to be.
I can't remember.
But next week we have the severed head of Steven Stamkos on to tell us some more about his home planet.
Isn't a jar like Futurama?
Yeah, exactly.
And we also have the man who was recently relieved of his duties, Jay Feaster. And I would just like to touch on that. Is saying that somebody's relieved of their duties the equivalent of saying that you've euthanized your animal? Like, it's just a... It's just a euphemism for saying they fired him because well, you no longer hear he's fired. It's, he's been relieved of his duties.
Well, they're not fired because they're under contract, so they're kind of like we messed up and we're going to pay him for the rest of his contract. He's just not going to do anything to earn it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he wasn't doing much to earn it when he was having his duties. So
fair enough.
Might as well just pay him to do nothing and make a better team.
Relieving them is, whenever I hear that, relieving somebody of their duties, am I the only one that giggles every time they hear that? Like,
oh no, duties is perpetually funny. Don't you worry.
Good, it's not just me. Thank goodness.
No, we're all children. All right. So yeah, severed head of Steven Stamkos and
and Jay Feaster on next week. See you guys later.
Okay, bye.
Oh, too late.
Okay, fine. I'm recording.
Okay.
God, you suck.